Hi traders, this is Forex Nelson and I'm back again today with another 12 trades. Today's date is September the 16th and I'm using my Easy Trader system. This is the system that has the super signal indicator. As you can see right here, it collects data from the 4 indicators down at the bottom, and it actually helps to pick the tops and the bottoms and or the beginning of the up and down cycles. Now this is what every trader loves to have, getting in at the beginning of the cycles. Now when you get a signal, you'll see this pop-up box right here with an audio alert telling you the instrument, the time frame you're on, and whether you have a buy and or a sell alert. Now, of course, once you get an alert, you have to take a look at the daily trade plan, and if everything is lining up, like for buying or selling, then you can take the trade. And of course, there's a few other things you have to line up to make sure that you have a winning trade. By the way, I teach all of these tips and tricks and rules within the MACD Trader system. So there truly is 3 pieces of the puzzle for you to find success trading the markets. Is you have to have a daily trade plan, you have to have good education, and you have to have a good system. Now every morning at 6 o'clock, I'm putting together this daily trade plan. And it takes about 30 minutes for me to do it. Now, I'm only going to be running this for about another month, as the one on the right hand side here is much better. Prior to taking a trade, take a quick look at the daily trade plan. This one right here, it's an EA that runs in real time. I can open it up. You can put this video on pause and you can check that most of these. And I just wanted to point out another thing, that this thing is running in real time. It's an expert advisor and it can easily change over a couple of hours. So what I've done was at 6 o'clock I take a screenshot, and then another one at 7, another one at 8, and I can show you the different effects as the time moves on. So as the market is moving, this will shift, and it is geared towards being a day trader. In other words, once the 30 minutes to 1 hour, if these two changes colors, especially if the 4 hours changes colors, then you can easily go from a sell trade to a buy trade. Now this one was taken, I believe at 9 o'clock, could have been 8, but if I back it up a little bit, they're all dated right here for New York. And as you can see, I've done over 100 screenshots because I'm monitoring it and I want to see how it's changing. So this was done at 6, and this was done probably about 2 to 3 hours later. And it has changed. Some of these have changed. As over here, there's some bullish, and now it's bearish over here. Now if you back it up, at one point, there's a lot of bullish in here, and this is bearish over here. Now the one that lines up with this one is this one here. This was done both at the same time. And as you can see, it's pretty close. Not perfect, but pretty close. This would be more accurate, as when I'm doing a judgment call and analyzing the candles, I could make a little error, whereas this is without error. So this is better than this. They're both good, but the EA here is a little bit better. And keep in mind, the one on the left here, I was charging $100 a month. I am no longer taking any more orders. As why would you keep paying $100 a month? That'd be $1,200 a year when you can buy this for $250 and it's permanent. It'll always be working 24 hours a day when the market is open. Remember, the market has to be open for these colors and for it to start functioning. So let's move on to the trades now. I just decided to take a quick look at the charts. Right now, it's going on 9:30. It's 9:22 actually, and I'm obviously finished trading for the day. Opening bells at 9:30, as you can see the time down here for the on my computer. So there's lots of bullish trades here on the instruments that I love to trade the most. But you have to be careful at 9:30 because this can shift quite quickly. Also wanted to point out to any of you traders who have any of my systems, you can easily take this indicator by itself and put it onto your system, and it'll immediately make your system much, much better and more accurate. Okay, here we go. And by the way, I like to see these 4 indicators down here, but I've had a few traders that said, oh, I have my own indicator down here, and it'd be too many indicators down at the bottom. So as long as you have these indicators within your indicator folder, you can actually remove these, and these arrows and this super signal indicator will keep functioning. Like, in other words, the arrows will keep popping up without them being down here. So I sold all of these all of them were sells except for the Euro Aussie. So here we go. I sold this one. Let's see where I got in at. Well, there was a cycle here. Don't you just love it? The cycle, follow the magic indicator. And that's your setup candle. That's your trigger candle. I got in at this candle. And I closed it out just being happy with 10 pips. And remember, when I'm happy, and I'm usually happy when I see 200 or more pips and ticks. And this for sure will be well over 400 pips and ticks. So 10 pips paid out $698. Okay, let's move on to the next trade, which is the euro dollar. Wanted to be selling it directly from the trade plan. Could have waited for a bit of a cycle here, but I knew with 95% certainty it was going to give me some pips. Doesn't mean it's going to break the bottom and give me 200 pips. But, you know, as long as I get 10, 20, 30 pips, I'm happy with that. So I pull the trigger at this cursor here. Let's run a check on that. And looking at the money down there, euro dollar, it's got the dollar on the right hand side. So this should be 10. Should be 10 pips. And there it is. 10 pips times $10 times 10 lots paid out $1,000. Moving on to the next trade, euro yen. So in this euro yen, let's run a check where I got in at. Wanted to be selling it. At this point, I got in, and I closed it out at this point over here, just again being happy. It looks like I was happy with 20. So 20 pips times the money times 10 lots paid $1,396. Moving on to the next trade, 30-year bonds. Now the bonds pays $5 for each tick. Again, could have waited, but I wasn't worried. You can clearly see markets going down. Just follow the cycles. And it could have easily just, there was a signal here, and it could have easily just went straight down from there. But you got to be prepared. And I'm sure many times you've taken a trade and you were down 30 pips. Well, I teach how you can avoid this in the training videos within the MACD trader system. Just wait for the cycle. It's as simple as that. Now let's see where it looks like calculator. I used a calculator and it did say it was 28. So there it is right there, 28 times $5 times 10 lots paid $1,400. Moving right along to the next trade, pound dollar. Dollar's on the right hand side, so tells me same as the euro dollar, it pays $10 for each pip. Looking at the money, it should be from there to there, it should be 15. And there it is right there. 15 pips times $10 times the lots is $1,500. Okay, moving on to the next trade. Euro Aussie. This is the only one that I bought. There's the arrow. Now it was definitely, and as you can clearly see, on the 15 minutes, which is the time frame I prefer, it's in a range bound. In other words, up, down, up, down. So I caught the downs. I didn't catch the down cycle. I waited patiently to catch the up cycle. And of course, if you drop it down to the 5 minutes, you would have had an arrow to buy, but I was just, soon as I jumped the gun a little bit quicker. Sometimes I don't wait for the arrow. If you drop it down to 5, you will see the arrow. But my magic indicator here, the TZ, along with the other indicators down here at the bottom, everything was suggesting it's going to go up. And that's all I was waiting for. Took the trade here, and I closed it out here, just being happy with 24. And those 24 pips paid out $1,602. Trading is a lot of fun after many, many years of losing. Not only is it a lot of fun, but at least for me, it's super easy. And it can be a lot of fun and super easy for you, but you must go through the learning period. And you're not going to learn this in 90 days. Virtually impossible. You do need a lot of education. As I mentioned many times, there's like the 4 things you need. A lot of chart time, a lot of demo trading, a lot of education. And I can provide you a lot of education for pennies on the dollar. I tell every trader I talk to, buy as much education as what you can get your hands on, because you're going to need it. And of course, you need some kind of a trade plan. Okay, where was I now? Moving right along. So gold. Gold is $10 for each tick. And you'll always notice most days that the futures are always, like from here down to here, these are the ones, plus a few more I have on my chart. They pay the most, they move the most. So on this gold, here we go. Wanted to be selling it. Quite simple. Wait for the cycle. And everything, doesn't this just look, this system, very, very accurate. Cycle, red, get in. That's your trigger candle. Actually, this is your setup candle. And where the arrow is your trigger candle. Could have got in here, but what's the difference here or here? There's no difference. And I knew with 95% certainty it was going to drop. And this should be 25. Could have made a lot more. Look at that, 70. There it is right there. Remove the last digit, 25 times $10 times 10 lots is $2,560. Moving on to the Dow Jones. Now this one pays $5 for each tick. There it is, the cycle up. There's the cycle up. This is your setup candle and trigger candle. And it wasn't much of a difference between one and the other. I knew right away as soon as I saw that down at the bottom, along with a few other important things I have to look at. I knew it was going to drop. Now it did go 26 ticks against me, but I wasn't too worried about it. Could have made a, let's see, Dow Jones could have made 180, what was that, 180 something? I used a calculator and it says that it should be 82. So let's see, 82, there it is. 82 ticks times $5 times 10 lots paid out 4,100, as you can see. Moving on to the next trade, S&P 500. Here we go. Let's see where I got in. This one also pays $5 for each tick. That's your pullback, that's your cycle. Again, I jumped the gun as I was 95% sure I had a winner. I used a calculator, and the calculator says 115 ticks, and well, it's going to give me a hard time to get it right on. Well, it's going from 114 to 116, but anyhow, you can get the calculator out, do the math. It's 115 ticks. That ended up paying out $5,750. Moving right along to the DAX 30. Really like doing the DAX 30 as it moves a lot and pays a lot. Today was a little bit slower. It was only 790 ticks, and I didn't get anywhere near that. One day it'll go sluggishly slow, and if you look a little, see that's 790, and this is roughly 1,000 ticks more from the top here to the bottom. So let's see now where I got in at. Had to drop it down to the 5 minutes because I got in a trade at 8:09, 10. It's about 30 minutes roughly. So calculator states and says it should be 160. 160. That's about as close as I'm going to get. 160. Okay, it shows 162 actually, but it is 160 ticks times the $3.75 for each tick that it pays. That ended up paying out $6,000. Moving on to the next trade, the NASDAQ. This one pays $20 for each tick. And by the way, I took the money, divided it by 20. Calculator says it's 32. So this red candle had some red down at the bottom. By the way, this is your setup candle, and this is your trigger candle right here. But I pulled the trigger over here, and I was 95% sure I was going to get something. And something turned out to be, well, it could have been 58, but it looks like I ended up with 32. There it is there. Remove the last two digits. So you take 32 ticks times 20 times the 10 lots paid out $6,480. Moving on to the last trade, Russell. This one pays $10 for each tick. And looking at the money, it should be 70. Could have made 160 something, but I was happy with the another one that's not going to show me the 70. No. But anyhow, it truly is 70 ticks times the $10 times 10 lots paid out $7,000. So another great day of trading using my Easy Trader system. I added up all the pips and the ticks. Most of them were ticks. So it turned out, as I thought, going to be well over 400. It turned out to be 591 ticks, and those 591 ticks paid out $39,487. So if your system is not producing like my Easy Trader system, I recommend you get your hands on it along with the Daily Trade Plan Expert Advisor. Now I do have a special limited time offer. If you buy 2 of them, I'll give you the 3rd one for free. So now we can take a look at that offer. Here we go. I highly recommend the Daily Trade Plan EA because at least you're going to save a lot of time and a lot of money over the years. I should know because I spend thousands and thousands of dollars on Daily Trade Plan. So each and every one of these separately is $250. Doesn't make any difference which one you want to get for free. You buy 2 and the 3rd one is free. So, but this EA, along with the Easy Traders system, now it only comes with 3 videos, so there's not a lot of training and education. I focus mostly on, like this one, I focus on the super signal indicator, and this one I focus on the EA. But as it turns out, if you buy 2 of them, I end up giving the MACD, that's this one right here, the MACD Trader System for free. So instead of $750, you're truly only paying $500. Now you can put this video on pause and you can read everything here. I'll just touch on a couple of things. There's a lot of education here. There's over 3 gigabytes. I throw in a lot of bonus material. And there's 22 training videos, as there are many different ways to trade the markets. And each one of these videos is about 30 minutes long each. Don't be lazy. Do the homework. A lot of traders who buy, they don't do the homework. But anyhow, so as I said, put it on pause. Read everything here. If you have any questions, simple. All you got to do is pick up the phone and call me. Here's my number. I actually do answer. In 18 years, I could never pick up the phone and talk to the guy who is trading the system and or selling the system. They don't want to talk to you. So I don't mind. I love talking to traders. Makes me a better trader. So here we go. You can either call me, you can send me an email. Remember, there's an underscore right here. I really do prefer Skype. Skype is very easy to use, and through Skype we'll have a connection, and through screen sharing I will give you a free session, answer your questions, give you some tips and tricks. Keep in mind, I do all of that with no obligation to you. So it's time to wrap up this video, and if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So until the next trading day and video, well, looks like it won't be now until the Monday, but enjoy your weekend, And good luck trading. And don't forget to keep yourself and your family safe. Okay? Bye for now.